Hello everyone, today we're going to be learning about factoring, and this is going to be a factoring review of everything you should have learned in Algebra 1. So for this first video, we're going to be looking at factoring out the GCF. So GCF stands for greatest common factor, and what this means is it is the largest number that divides evenly into the original numbers. So for instance, if I was finding the GCF between 6 and 9, the GCF here would be 3, because 3 is the largest number that goes into both 6 and 9. And so the first thing we want to check for when we are factoring quadratic expressions is to see if there is a GCF. And to factor out the GCF, you will first find the GCF, divide all terms by the GCF, and then put the GCF outside of parentheses and everything else inside. So let's look at a few examples. So I want to factor each. First one, I have 14x cubed plus 7x, and I am wanting to factor this. So my first step is to find the GCF. I'm just going to write for here what my GCF is. So first thing I want to do when I find the GCF between these two terms is look at the numbers. So I want to see what's the biggest number that goes into both 14 and 7. Well, I know 7 goes into 7 and 7 goes into 14. So I know my GCF starts with 7. Now I need to figure out my x's. So for here, we need to remember what x cubed means. Well, x cubed means that I am multiplying x by itself 3 times. And then for x, I just have x. So I need to see, okay, well, how many x's do I have in common here that they share? Well, I see that they share only 1. So that means that my GCF here is going to be 7x. So now I can go ahead and divide out the GCF. So I'm going to divide that first term by 7x and the second term by 7x. And so now I'm going to put the GCF out in front, so I have 7x. And then everything else that I have left inside. Well, 14 divided by 7, I get 2. X cubed divided by x, I get x squared. Plus 7x divided by 7x is just 1. Anytime I divide something by itself, that ends up equaling 1. And so this ends up being my answer. And we can always check our work by multiplying this back in. When I do 7x times 2x squared, I get 14x cubed. 7x times 1, I get 7x, so I'm good. Okay, let's look at another one. Here, I want to again find my GCF first. This time I have bigger numbers of 28 and 42. Some of you may be able to look at that and automatically see that 7 is, again, the largest number that goes into both. But if you don't see that automatically, that's okay. One way that you can figure it out is by creating some factor tables. So for this one, I'm going to first see what are all the numbers I can multiply together to get 28. I like to start with smaller numbers on the left-hand side first. And so I know 1 times 28 gets me 28. 2 times 14. 3 doesn't go in there. 4 and 7. 42, I have 1 and 42. 2 times 21, 3 times 14, 4 doesn't go in there, 5 doesn't go in there, and then I have 6 and 7. And so here I was actually wrong. The largest number that goes in here is actually 14. So it can be good to go ahead and make those tables anyways, just so you can check make sure. So that means that my GCF starts with 14. Okay, now I'm going to look at my x's. And so a quick shortcut that will go into your GCF is that you're just going to take the smaller exponent. So here I have x to the fourth. This one I have x cubed. So that means my GCF has x cubed. And then for my y's, the smaller number is just the 1. So for this, my GCF is 14 x cubed y. And so now I can go ahead and divide both terms by that. And so my GCF goes out in front. 28 divided by 14, I get 2. X to the fourth divided by x cubed, I get x. Y divided by y is just 1, so I don't have to write anything. Minus 42 divided by 14, I get 3. X cubed divided by x cubed is just 1. Y squared divided by y, I get y. Okay, let's look at one more. So here I have 10x cubed y, 80x y squared, and 200x squared y squared. So I want to find my GCF. Here this time I have 3 terms that I need to worry about. So first I'm going to look at the numbers, and I have 10, 80, and 200. And here I can see that the biggest number that goes into all 3 is actually going to be 10. Next I need to look at my x's. So I have x cubed, x, and x squared. The smaller exponent is just the x, so my GCF has x in it. And then looking at my y's, I have y, y squared, and y squared. And so my smaller exponent is going to be y. So we can go ahead and divide everything by my GCF. I get 10xy out in front. 10 divided by 10, I get 1. X cubed divided by x, I get x squared. Y divided by y is just 1. 80 divided by 10 is 8. X divided by x is just 1. Y squared divided by y is y. Minus 200 divided by 10 is 20. X squared by x is x. Y squared divided by y is